on and all of that, right? I must be in that energy because that's just what was spoke up to me and everything. And I thought to myself, hold up, oh seven, we'll watch them fall. I'm gonna have to find that CD so that I can really rock with that and really, really get the most up out of that. But anyway, I just wanted to report, man, I got an opportunity to go back home to kick it with my favorite Gemini, which is my dad, and we had a blast at his party. And I cannot make this shit up. His shit was at this club called the K9 that was just all in alignment with the Serious Cipher. Shut up, y'all. But I just can't make shit like that up. But I just thought that was so cute, so funny, and so timely in letting us know that this is really an opportunity for us to really start putting the work that we've been doing out there, so that people can really begin benefiting. You know, a lot of folks is awakening, a lot of folks going to sleep. But there's a lot of spiritual gangsters out here, and shout out to Aquarius Moon. Let me tell you something. If you ain't hip to a lot of the work that this one is out here doing, definitely get hip to that. She has put out this beautiful cream that she was telling me that she had crafted it to address eczema, skin irritations like that. My grandson had that issue, but she gave me several samples of this cream, and I got to tell you, it is off the hook. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, it is an opulent luxury. It nourishes and it softens the skin. I'm a Birkenstock wearer, and if I ain't staying on top of that game, my feet can look real ashy. It gets addressed with this cream. It gets addressed with it. So not only does it alleviate eczema, it soothes that itchy and dry skin, and then it also adds this silky component to your skin after you're wearing it. It is some dope shit to get. I'm going to be putting it up at prettypriestess.com, and you can cash app and email her with her information and get this product. And as soon as she gets everything situated, that's where you'll be able to find it. It is some dope shit to get. You definitely want to check that out. And then I started cruising through the cosmic streets out here. And let me tell you something. You got to support some of these folks that's out here doing some powerful work. Sheila is a multi-talented artist and a multi-talented multimedia artist. So much more I'm here to tell you. But she has a YouTube channel on where she is displacing her tie. She real gangster with it. You definitely want to support that. And Brittany Vibes is really putting some powerful vibrations out here in this street. And I know this is soul family, and you think, well, you go say that these is powerful vibration. You know, it's that whole energy of, you know, when you in church and you see somebody and they singing halfway and you say, yeah, you're doing good, because you want to encourage them and everything. This is not the case this time. This one right here has been putting out some vibrations. Okay, some vibrations. But I'm here to tell you, like, this is some good music. Like, we ain't got to play this game, right? This is good music for real. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to purchase this so that I can put it on my playlist, because this music is some feel good, some vibration music, some music that allows you to think, some music that hasn't been contaminated with telling you the way to go. That's on somebody's agenda. Good music. Yeah, you definitely need to check that out. She got a YouTube channel. It's called Brittany Vibes too. So you definitely want to do that. And then, oh my goodness, shout out to the family that came out to the cipher. All of you that came out, supported. I love and appreciate you all so, so much. And you got to look out for Sister Doreen, the astrologer out here in these streets. She is dope with this shit. And I mean, excellent. Okay. And she will make you feel so comfortable in making these connections. She has this way of unveiling your secrets without making you feel exposed. That's gangster right there. But then I also want to give oh my goodness, shout out to Brother Dante, our beautiful brother, for allowing us to undress him in a loving soul family way. Because when you allow someone to take a look at your astrology chart live and online, you have essentially stripped naked in front of everybody. And I do appreciate this brother for trusting us enough to allow us to assist him with pointing out some things. Very mature brother doing that work out there, who was able to receive this information, was able to make some connections. It resonated for him instead of, so many times we get into these spaces where we'll give somebody information on things that we need to work on, things that would help us along our journey, that would move us along. And it's not necessarily well received. See, that's the difference for cats is doing the work. And when you're doing the work out there, you're open and receptive to folks that are really trying to assist you move forward. You take it and you rock with it. That's what I'm talking about right there. And so today, I want to really talk about the validation of the moon, because we get in so many spaces, family, where we feel ashamed and embarrassed of that part of us that we don't really talk about. We talking about like our unconscious, our primal herbs, our fears, our instincts, the shit that embarrasses us. We don't want to deal with that. But that's the root cause of the suffering that we have in our life experience, right? See, if we're not really 100% in a buck 50 and in tune with who it is that we are, it's like walking around with blindfolds on. We're not really in tune with who we are. We're unaware of what it is that's upsetting us. We can't really identify it. And so we don't know how to meet our needs. But with that moon energy and the assistance of looking at that astrology chart, knowing that location of that moon sign is going to give you this indication. Because the moon, it holds the secrets of our emotions. It deals with our intuition, the unconscious, the mysteries, the illusions, the secrets. This is where our instincts and fears are at. And if we want to deal with the things that embarrass us and our primal urges, then the moon is definitely where to look. The moon is a divine connection. And this connection constitutes our one-of-a-kind imprint. It points to our creative gifts and our spiritual potential. And me, as an astrologer, I see the natal chart as a blueprint of our gifts and our potential out here. Huh? See, I'm telling y'all something. This is some gangster shit, because the chart is a map of the heavens where we're born. And since the chart interpretation, it takes a minute for you to get a handle on it. Oh, but you can do this, though. Make no mistake. But we go take a quick shortcut and learn about our moon, because this gives us a great deal of information about ourselves and how we can heal. Let's get it. See, with identifying our lunar nature, it helps us to be comfortable in our own skin. And this level of understanding makes it easier for us, my bad, y'all, to accept and navigate and come to peace with our insecurities, our fears, and our triggers out here. And it allows us to be more in tune with who we are, what motivates us, and how we work. And when that happens, we trust ourselves. We rely on our intuition and we move with it. Yeah. So let's talk about this moon. The moon is a luminary, like the sun. They never go retrograde. The luminaries, they bring light to things so that we can see it better. Just, it's a light. It brightens it. And what we're going to do is we're going to briefly go through the zodiacs, right? We're going to find that luminary wisdom to our emotional well-being, because the moon holds the secrets of our emotion. Let me remind us again. And our healing can be found by studying that moon and in our moon signs. This right here is going to be an overview of our needs, of our fears and our needs, and the root causes of a lot of our emotional distress, so that we can be about the business of healing. Word? So I'm going to set it off with the moon of Aries, the passionate, sometimes impatient, but always down to take the initiative, Aries moon. The fears of betrayal and loss of loved ones can be overwhelming. And not having that restriction, not having the freedom, having restrictions is another thing that really jerks the chain of the Aries moon. Their needs are folks around them that are loyal, that are honest, folks that they can trust out here in these streets. And another component is that love, alone time, so that they can definitely heal by loving on themselves. And with that alone time, the Aries moon can really take some time in reflecting on those times of betrayal, those times when loved ones was lost, those times when they got to be confronted by their fears, taking an honest assessment on those individuals that surround them who's loyal, and really making more thoughtful decisions moving forward. But you got to know where your fears is at and be clear on that so that you can address that. The Aries moon, they may seem intimidating. Oh, but these are some sensitive cats out here. And Aries moon, your fears and your needs have absolutely been validated. You are affirmed. Absolutely. The Taurus moon. The Taurus is grounded in the values, likes luxurious shits all around them, all about that comfort living. The Taurus fears major changes within their lives. That comfort thing is big time for that Taurus moon. But that Taurus moon, that Taurus energy itself is just so grounded, so down to earth. Sometimes that supernatural shit can spook them just a little. And so that whole conversation about supernatural entities and ghosts, it may shake a Taurus because they're so grounded in this third dimensional reality. But along with those major changes that they fear being ghosted, as well as these ghosts. Speaking of ghosts, being ghosted is one of those things that the Taurus moon fear. They need a genuine conversation, somebody that cares, somebody that's going to support them, give them some energy, some hug. Get your rest, Taurus. You need lots of sleep, because you got to power up. See, folks may think that you looking lazy at the end of the day, and maybe that whole comfort thing, it might be just a little bit. But you let them know, make no mistake, because you will definitely work hard to achieve your goals. So don't you fear these major changes, being ghosted, or even a ghost out here, because I'm giving you a big energetic hug and some real talk right here. You have been affirmed. You are validated, Taurus, in your moon. Gemini moon. The Gemini moon, the witty, the socially connected, has the fear of not being accepted. Fears that this world may have expectations on them that they may not be able to meet. This duality with the Gemini energy. Many times the superficial spends unnecessary time in the mental space. How tall you are, how wide you are, that pimple that won't go away. The need for Gemini moon is the intellectual conversation and being able to have that downtime, that Netflix and chill. Just being able to unwind and relax. That Gemini needs their personal space. Because while that Gemini is social, witty, and absolutely connective, they can be very fun. Oh, they can get real scary sometimes because that's that duality in them. But when their needs is met and their fears are clear, you get that side of Gemini that you like loafing with. And Gemini moon, you are affirmed and you are validated. Peace and love. Let's get it with this Cancer. The sensitive, the moody, the nurturing, intuitive Cancer moon has fears of losing folks that they love with that nurturing and warm heart, not being good enough at something, not meeting the expectations, not meeting the standards. Fears that somebody is going to try to mistreat them by bullying them and shit. Don't want nobody trying to talk tough to them, not the Cancer. With that hard shell, you think they can handle that. They take it personally. They need lots of sleep because they got the power up. They need a lot of emotional support because that emotion, it runs all over the place. Highly sensitive, you know. They need somebody that's listening to them, letting them vent, letting them hear, because those emotions run deep and they can sometimes get the best. But let me let you know, don't you get that shit twisted. Because even if you look over at the Cancer and you think, Cancer moon, that folks think you weak out here in these streets, because this way that fear get bullied at, because you might look like you that one, but you ain't at all. You're very strong. Cancer ain't the one. You need to know that. And you are validated and affirmed in your moon. All right. The Leo moon, that leader Leo, the dramatic, the regal, the prideful Leo moon, who fears failure and not being noticed out here in these streets. Leo's got to shine. You know, they are ruled by the sun. That fear of failure and going unnoticed is some real shit. They also fear scary creatures like lizards, maybe snakes or some shit like that, you know. But what they need is someone who gets them, someone who cares, a social life that makes them feel affirmed, welcome, accepted. Maybe get a pet, Leo. They gonna give you that unconditional love. They gonna always be happy to see you, always glad you came. That Cheers song, where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. That's what Leo's looking for. That's what the needs are for that. And even though they may show up looking like at the end of the day, they could give two shits, I assure you, they care and they love far much more than they show. Trust me when I tell you. And you, Leo Moon, have been validated and affirmed. Yeah. The Virgo Moon, all about them details, all about being analytical, getting that shit perfect, making sure there's some modesty to this situation. We got to tone it down. The fears of the Virgo Moon are being abandoned. And not being handled fairly in this life, particularly being cheated on in relationships as well. Petty squabbles is another thing. Like having these baseless arguments that mean absolutely nothing is some shit the Virgo Moon, not only do they fear, but they want to avoid. They need to be respected. They need people that understand stuff. They need to feel accepted. And they also need some nice trendy little clothes to help them bring that Virgo flair about, because Virgos know how to bring it. They do. That trendy look, get you a Virgo to assist you with that. And let me let you know another thing too, because you looking at Virgos and they always got this serious look. This is because they got their mind is always running. That analytical shit. They may look cold, but I promise you, they're full of love and are very, very caring. The Virgo energy is about service, you know. Virgo Moon, you have been affirmed and validated, no doubt. Let's talk about this Libra. The friendly, the balanced, the perceptive, the just Libra Moon, who fears getting old. Oh, all right. Being lied to out here and ending up all by your damn self. And hey, but that Libra, that need for that constant happiness, having good friends around them, will help them in healing those fears of getting old. Being around people that make them happy, that are really good friends that come through and support them, will help them to dissipate those fears of being lied to and ending up alone. Being able to constantly travel keeps the mind free, keeps the mind expansive, keeps the mind young, helps in dissipating the fears of getting old. But one thing you need to know about this Libra moon, this Libra energy, if you need them and they in front of yours and you need somebody in your corner, you can count on that Libra to show up for you. That's money in the bank. They are very supportive when someone is in need of them. You can take that to the bank. And with that Libra moon, you have been affirmed and you have been validated. Let's get it. Let's heal. Scorpio moon, the mysterious, the intriguing, the secretive, the occult face of the Scorpio moon. The fears is of the unknown, ironically. Losing that freedom to be about and move about. Losing that privacy that makes them so mysterious and intriguing. They keep a lot of secrets. They don't want to be exposed. And what they need from folks in that fear of losing their privacy, of being exposed, is having that loyalty. They need somebody they can count on at the end of the day. That they ain't got to sit around worrying about whether or not this is going down with what's what. They need truth with a capital T. They ain't here for that shit. They will search and search and search about finding them truths. That's detective energy right there. They also need to be inspired on so many levels. But when you inspire them on a higher vibration, you really get to see that Scorpio energy show up and show out in some profound and healing ways. And when they are inspired, they blossom. Ironically, with that loss of freedom, fear, they get angry so quickly. And it's good for those with Scorpio moons to have that in check. And typically, the root of that anger is the fears of the unknown, a loss of freedom, a lack of privacy, being exposed, not knowing what in the hell's going on, not being in the loop. They get angry. But watch that anger, Scorpio, because that anger will put you in a position of loss of freedom and lack of privacy quicker than you ever know. They lock that ass up for going the hell off out here in these streets. So you watch that, you keep it cool. But one thing you need to know for sure about this Scorpio moon, you better not mess with nobody that they rocks with, the loved ones, those that they hold near and dear to their heart, because they are very protective and they will come for you. Yeah. And with all of that, Scorpio, that intriguing, that secretive, hey, keep your mouth shut with this Scorpio business here. You know, make sure you keep them in the loop. You have been validated and affirmed, Scorpio. Peace. Yeah. The Sagittarius moon, we about to get us some of this. Oh, yeah. The freedom, the friendly nature, the optimistic, enthusiastic energy of the Sagittarius moon. The fears with Sagittarius moon energy is betrayal and not being able to fulfill the desires. And sometimes, even though Sagittarius energy is absolutely philosophical, sometimes open and all the way up, can be somewhat of a challenge, can be, it could be a little uncomfortable for that energy sometimes, depending upon. Oh, they ain't got no problem with opening up with you, for you, about you. But there's some things they ain't going there with that Sagittarius, and they fear that shit. They need to explore everywhere. They need to be able to have peace of mind, mental peace, so that they can really be able to show you that optimistic, that enthusiastic nature within them. They can't do that shit if there's a whole bunch of mental chatter that's going on that's just really cursing the mood. You heard? Being in nature heals. That's the need for the Sagittarius moon. And when you are able to explore, to find your peace of mind, your fears of betrayal, and not being able to fulfill your desires will allow you to open up. Because what I know for sure is hanging out with Sagittarius energy is super fun. They have an amazing sense of humor. You're going to get your laugh on hanging out with the Sag energy. And Sagittarius moon, don't you worry about no betrayal because this world loves you. You focus on the win. You have been affirmed and validated in that. You get to feel that way, but now you know how to heal. Peace. The Capricorn moon. Let's get it. The discipline, the prudent, the structured, the hardworking Capricorn moon in the house. Fears never achieving success. That's important to the Capricorn moon energy. Darkness and dying alone are fears of Capricorn moon. They need privacy. They need stability. They need a good career. This is what's going to heal them. Finding what they love to do. Finding a way to stay grounded when they're beginning to experience thoughts that will connect them to darkness. You know, it's connected to Saturn, and that energy sometimes it can take you there. Dying alone, stability. Having those folks around you that care, that love, and support you. But one thing that I want to tell the Capricorn that will assist them in being able to navigate the fears of not having a success, of being in darkness and dying alone, is that when you do what it is that you love, because you're so driven, Capricorn moon, by success, by achievement, if you do what you love, this will assist you in keeping your vibration really high so that you can make the connections with people so that you won't feel that you're all alone out here in this world. And when you connect yourself with people that truly enjoy what you love, what you do, or just being in your good natured company because you're doing what you love, your vibration is high, and you're attracting these connections, all of those fears will begin to heal themselves. And pay attention about how you deal with your anger as well. Because we know you like to work hard. You validated in that, and it's good. It's okay. We here to heal. We ain't here to do all of that. But that anger gets taken out by overworking, working too hard on something. You put that energy into finding ways to help you find stability in mind, stability in finances, stability in spirit. That structured routine may assist you. Capricorns is hardworking, no doubt about it. And you can count on them to keep that structure and give you the example of prudence. No doubt about it. Capricorn moon, you have been validated and affirmed. Peace and love. Let's get with the Aquarius moon. The humanitarian, the creative, the unique, the progressive Aquarius moon. They fear hurting somebody and being helpless out here in these streets. Like having a job that sucks to high hell when you can't get out of it. Having a job that's boring, that's miserable, that's all messed up. What they need is some time away. Get you a vacay. so that you can gain the perspective about where your power is and about who is in the commander's seat. You need somebody who loves and respects you. And you need to be sure that you're achieving your goals. See, because when you're doing that, when you're with someone who loves and respects you, that feeling gets reciprocated. You ain't worried about all of the foolishness. You ain't worried about being hopeless. But you also have to be aware of your sarcasm in your conversation. Because if your fear is hurting someone, Aquarius moon, you got to watch how you handle folks, because you're very witty, very clever, and very fluent in sarcasm. And I love you for it, Aquarius moon, no doubt about it. You're very witty, very clever, always keeping somebody on their toes. And you have been validated and affirmed, Aquarius moon. Peace and love. The Pisces moon, the imaginative, the mystical, the sensitive, and sometimes attached Pisces moon. They fear being around a whole bunch of fake ass folks out here in these streets. They need you to keep it $150 with them. They ain't here to play no damn mass imagination game with you. They don't want to be left out of the game plans. They don't want to be left out of the conversation. They don't want to be out of the know. They don't want to be left out at all. And all while they want to be a part of it, they do not want to lose their individuality. They need somebody to indulge their mystical and imaginative side with romantic dates. Somebody who will respect their freedom, because they can get attached sometimes and they need to be independent. Because if you don't watch, that relationship can get a little codependent, attached. They need some good books to read to keep that imagination flowing so that they can rock and roll. And let me tell you, see, they need these books, they need that romance, they need that independence, because their emotions, they flow. That mystical, that sensitive side, the things that affect us in life, it hits them deeply, you see. They're very emotional, you know. They got the nerve to try to hide that shit from the world. You can't hide it, Pisces moon. We see you. We know you're emotional, and we respect it. We validate you, and we affirm you in your moon. Yeah. So there we have it right there. We just went through the entire zodiac. And these are overarching, my bad, y'all. Y'all know how I do it. Overarching themes of root causes of suffering, with each moon sign which holds the secrets of our emotions. And since the moon energy is vital to our well-being, dealing with it not only increases our awareness, but it heightens our intuition. Not only because we are aware of the unconscious, the mysteries, the illusions, and the secrets. When we do that, we validate it, we affirm it, and we encourage our emotional well-being, and we completely shift our life experience. We are human. We experience emotions, we experience fears. And when we are aware of what's bothering us, what will allow us to heal on an emotional level, what scares us, what intimidates us, we start opening the door for some real healing. I recommend you all know your moon sign like you know your sun sign, because this is going to point you to how you can heal yourself on an emotional level. This is real talk, y'all. This is real talk. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right about now. Definitely, if you have not gotten an opportunity to join the Serious Cipher on Clubhouse, you definitely want to do that. There's going to be a Sagittarius moon activation on Saturday at 8:30 on Clubhouse. You need to be there. The Ascended Master Saint Germain came through and let me know what we doing. We activating that violet flame, y'all. It's time to get it. It's time to get it. And this is the moon that's going to assist us in really maximizing this particular energy at this particular time. It's on, y'all. We doing this again. So definitely check it out on Clubhouse, the Serious Cipher. We out here, we doing our thing. Check them out on YouTube. We getting it in these streets. Trust me when I tell you.
Get laid, cool in the shade, drink a little bit of lemonade. Let me tell you what I want. I want this to be special, something more than any other feeling that you felt before. Pushing through the doors, see girls, having a good time. I might say around old school, new school, and old school rules. But other than that, everything is cool. I see